Hello, and welcome to the fifth video of my series of reviewing War Thunder vehicles. This one's a bit more interesting than the others. This is the MiG-21 Bison. It's similar to like the F-16, which I showed before. It's definitely a turn fighter, but not similarly. It actually has really good missiles. It compared to the F-16A, which I showed before, the unreviewed, it's just everything that I wanted for the F-16A to have. This thing gets. And I find it extremely interesting as well because it's a MiG-21 airframe and it still holds up in the 12-0 area, so it fights F-15s and all of those. It still holds up extremely well. So I'm going to go into some matches, I'm going to show you how it flies and let's just see how we do. And there is something to look out for whilst flying it, and that's when you're taking off. Because of how far back the tail is, if you take off too aggressively, the tail slaps the ground and your aircraft crashes. So make sure you don't do that. Don't try and take off using the pitch axis. Just take off using the mouse. It'll make you a lot safer. Anyways, we'll be using the two R27R1s, the same missiles that the F14 IRAF gets, IRAF, and also the R73s. R73E. This aircraft can also use R27T ones, which are IR missiles, but really long range IR missiles, but I don't really know how to use those too well. So, I'm gonna be posting another video this week, more than usual. Oh, Zoom's F14 this match. Okay, it's gonna be a lot in everything as well. Anyways, so potentially going to be a second video for this week instead of just the one per week that I usually do. We'll have to see what happens. If I do make one, it'll be coming out on Thursday. Just some history of this aircraft. It's an export variant of a MiG-21. It's upgraded to have a lot of the stuff that the MiG-29 has. I believe it has the same radar and the same missile loadouts. I haven't actually checked MiG-29's loadouts in game, but I know it's very similar. And I've heard from friends that it's the same stuff. I never actually checked it myself. It gets more, well, if I remember correctly, it gets more flares than the regular MiG-21. And but you can see the extra flare parts on the side. You see those bumps there, the regular MiG-21 does not have those bumps on the wings that come out from the side. It has the same bump on the top as the Laser M that Germany has, but it gets a much better radar. The Laser M, the radar it gets like a maximum range of about 5 kilometers, and the shortest range on this is about 10 kilometers. Also, by maximum range, I mean maximum effective missile range, because you can see aircraft from further away, but you can't attack them. You can tell if we go there, it'll show it properly. The blue part is where the missiles are effective at, or the radar is able to track with the missiles. The black part, I believe, is to show where the aircraft can still see the enemy aircraft, but it cannot attack them. So I'd like to say a thank you to the person who gave me this vehicle. It's extremely nice, and twice it's the best thing I've used in this BR so far. In this BR range. Personally, I think this aircraft is a bit too low of a tier, even though it's if I remember right, it's a 60s airframe. It's made to fight F4 Phantom. No, it wasn't made to fight them, but its history has it mostly fighting the F4 Phantom, which it does incredibly well in game. Also because he has longer range missiles, and it's the perfect counter to F4S, and it even highly goes against the F14 IRAF. Oh no, what was this way. I should not turn. I need to refine that anyway. So we dip back down. That makes 23 something good for me. This should be a kill. Unfortunately, you cannot track two missiles at once, and okay, the missile went for the chaff. Let's switch to R73 and see if we can get the HCM. Okay, hit the ground. That is not a nice way to show this aircraft to start off with. Usually if you're a bit further from the ground you won't get those problems, or if you're looking directly at your enemy. That's just me not using them properly because I'm not really that experienced with the aircraft yet. Something that you should really consider this aircraft is the ranges of the opponents, because the R-27 is best at about 12 kilometers, and it can, well, so within 12 kilometers it can hit, but the radar's lock range for the insight is 10 kilometers, so I can't lock there. But if I switch to here, I can now lock it BVR. So keep in mind of the distances and stuff and how you're locking enemies. Also, I haven't managed to figure out the range of the R-73 yet, but it seems best used within 3 kilometers. Because it turns off the radar extremely well. If you're in a head-on dogfight and there's an enemy that's just about to pass you, you can still kill the enemies even if you're just about to pass them. I did it yesterday against a MiG-29 and something else, and that probably won't hit because it has anti-radar tracking, but we can still try it. The Su-39 is really bad to fight with. Oh, I got it. Basically, the Su-39 on the rear, so maybe because it's on the side it didn't work, but it has like anti-IR and anti-radar locking. I'm not sure if it works properly in game, if it actually exists at all. But I do know that it affects sometimes. You can see, sometimes you lock an Su-39, you can actually see the radar having difficulty keeping in place on top of it. Anyways, from that first match, you could kind of see just, well, didn't really get into a fight, so it didn't really show off anything that well. Oh, and another thing to mention, since this is a premium, you can't get it regularly. As of today, it went off of sale as well, so you can't get it on sale anymore. But also, it's on sale, definitely worth it. But I'm a person who thinks that no premium pack should be over £50, or about, I think £50 will be about 58 US dollars. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me. Maybe about 54, 58. We'll be going into another match in a second, but I just want to show what the laser M is. As you can see, it's very similar. With the bump on the top, the further out radar cone, but it doesn't have the side bumps on the wings. You can also see how the missiles are a lot more able to fit on the airframe, and you can also get put more missiles in laser M, which is definitely a type of advantage. But the quality of missiles are a lot worse. The R60s are nice, I like the R60s, but all the other missiles on laser M are just not the best. These ones are pretty much 9Gs, I think. Let me check. No, R13. Uh, R13 M1. Yeah, about a 9G, maybe a 9G or a 9J. But I'm pretty sure it's closer to a 9G because I think it can be used from further away. I do like the 9G, but in the BR, the other aircraft got a bit too fast, so you have to be really close range for it to work. Okay, let's go into another match, and we can and then hopefully we can do a bit better and actually show what this aircraft is capable of. Also, some of you might think that because it's an older airframe, it can't keep up with anything at all. but it still goes fast enough and it still turns plenty well. I actually find myself winning turn fights a lot better because it has a really good low speed turn rate. So and it can has a really small turn circle. So even though it doesn't turn as fast as the enemies, because it bleeds enemy energy really fast, you get a really small turn circle so the enemies go around you. So you're able to get a couple of shots off of them on R73. Which is always something to keep in mind of because it's not just the turn time you're looking at, it's also the turn radius. There's a MiG-29 there. If I can see under its wings, I can see an R-73. Which is the same thing, there's another Bison there as well. At the end of the video I'll show you what I mean by when it slaps the ground. Because, well, the slapping the ground is not very nice. If there's an R-27R there on the MiG-29. Also, the difference in the R-27 missiles in the letters is pretty simple. The 27, the letter T means that it's IR tracking, and the letter R means that it's radar tracking. I'm using the R, so I track using the radar, so I just lock the enemy and then there we go. Also, if anybody you are new players, don't try playing above 9.7, so I'd say for like premium aircraft, because you'll just find that you don't know how to use the radar missiles, and you don't know how to fight as well as the other people. If you want to get above a 9.7 aircraft, then you either want to grind until you get to that area, you want to get a 9.7 premium, then play that, or if you get to like 6.0 normally, then go ahead, just use it. Just get like a 11 to 13.0 premium, then you should be good. Just don't get the Vigan. The Vigan has a really bad RWR, which will just wind up getting you killed. Anyways, about this fighter again, we see is an export variant of the MiG-21 is upgraded to be more like the MiG-29. It was India bought it from Russia, I believe in the late 80s or up to mid 90s, and it's stayed in service. I'm not sure if it was only stayed in service for India. I'm not sure which other countries used it, but I know that it only left service in 2023, which was last year. So this aircraft was made in the 60s. If I still that number's not really confirmed. I keep forgetting when the Vietnam War was. It served until 2023, which is about 60 years. Obviously, it wasn't going to be a constantly used airframe. Many aircraft serving in for 60 years will be pretty much broken fully, just from the air resistance morphing it, and it'll be pretty much none of the original parts. Obviously, some of them would have been, all of them ones that became a Bison probably would not have been newly made, but would have been later variants that were upgraded. Whereas an F-14. I did try googling how to use the 27Ts, and from what I saw, it seemed like it was best used as the high-up F-14s. That should be a dead Griffin. Maybe not. Let's see if we can get my pilot back here. Okay, no I cannot. Let's just go behind this hill. Enemy is there. He's trying to missile at me. Oh no, I'm going to miss at somebody else, okay. So where's the Gripper? It's getting closer. So I could probably use an R-73 on it. Oh no, tracking missile. Okay, that's bad. Oh, somebody else could. Okay, let's go for the F4S. Why? Oh, because the radar lock. Okay, that's my bad there. Bad use of missile. I should be watching the Mirage. Well, looks like I'm down to guns. Probably not going to do much of this match because of my own mistakes. I mean, I'm not the best at this. If you watch the videos, you can probably guess that. Because much I say it, even though in my other videos I was actually playing quite well, even though this aircraft I'm not really the best in. There's an area coming towards me, and I'm gonna go try and. I'm forced to go to the right, aren't I? Okay. I'm still alive. I'm still alive with my engines out. Where's the base? Probably too far away. Well, this is another perk of a MiG-21 airframe. It's so small, but missiles have difficulty killing it. So you can pretty much have sometimes you get a second life, sometimes you don't. But F4 is trying to send a missile at me. There's one invaded. I did not get a third life. So that's what I'm going to do a third match of actual playing this time, a bit of a longer video. Just because I want to try and show off a bit more of what this aircraft is capable of. What is going on? No, I don't want that. Oh, that's because my mouse double clicks sometimes. My mouse is a bit glitched, so basically if I click on something, sometimes it taps it twice. It's not happening right now. If I tap where, will it work? No, wasn't sure it. Okay, let's go into another match. Also, if anybody thinks I might want to play Britain at some point, just know it'll be a long grind. It's a good grind. All the aircraft are pretty much good in all the tiers, except for obviously some outliers like the I don't like the BO fighter. The BO fighter can just go away. And don't use that if you want to keep your sanity around. But then, and we also have Spitfires, which are amazing. So Britain's a really fun grind, but it's a really long grind because of this area here. Because of this area, you have to go down 4 trees. This one, this one, this one, and this one. The bomber tree, the naval strike aircraft, and both the fighter trees if you want to get into top tier. And that isn't all the trees. There's also the other striker. Wait, I meant okay. This line, this line, this line, and this line. You can ignore the strike aircraft line, but if you want to keep the strike aircraft line, then go for it. The naval fighter line. I'd suggest the naval fighter line, the regular fighter lines, and the bomber line if you want to get through Britain as quick as possible. With the most fun. Mostly because you can get the Lancasters and the Lincoln, which have the £12,000 bomb. And there's a chance that in the future they could be getting a £22,000 bomb. Which is, well, they already have the biggest bomb in the game, and adding £10,000 of mass to that bomb is kind of insane. Let's get into the next match and see what happens. Also, I am a bit confused about why people complain about the F-14's IRIAF so much, when this aircraft is so much better than it. I know that they're not really used in comparable areas, because the F-14 is a long-range fighter and this aircraft is a close-range fighter, but the F-14's missiles will most likely miss. You could even see that earlier with the missile evades. The F-14 missed its missile. It has bad IR missiles, and the FACORs, as long as you're not really exposed, I mean even on this map when the F-14 is like around here and you're around here, the missile still misses even though it's completely flat. Obviously it still sometimes hits and it's quite really annoying when it does hit, because you have no way to defend yourself, but you're still pretty much most likely going to survive. Oh, there's a duck. That is a really nice. Oh, it's the old-fashioned French flag. I kind of want to see one of these other Bisons slap the ground. That one nearly did it. He needs to have a tail off the ground. And also why so many Bisons crash. You see how my tail was focused on the ground? If I went upwards, I would have crashed. That video. looks like a 13-0 match. 13-0, 13-3, which is pretty scary. I have unfortunately not been able to show off like the missile's front aspect capabilities properly, which is something I really want to show off, just because of how funny it is. The R60s are really good at front aspects and fighting in dogfights, but compared to the R73E, the R73E is an R60, but it gets thrust vectoring, which makes it have a 40G pull, and it has IRCCM. I mean, you saw earlier how it hit the ground and everything, but that's just some, like, there's a 70% chance of hitting pretty much, not because of anything that the enemy aircraft really does, mostly because of environmental stuff and where you fire from. As long as you don't limit the missile, the missile will hit. Also, it's either I'm not using it right, or the HUD mounted radar display stuff doesn't work properly in this aircraft. But you can actually see in action with the IR missiles. The IR missiles work perfectly with the HUD mounted thing. You can see I'm tracking that MiG-29 all the way from over here. I'm not pointing it at all, but just because my HUD follows the MiG-29, I can track it. And not only that, but even from here I would most likely kill that MiG-29, just because of the 40G pull. Also, if anybody has any suggestions for next vehicles to do, I will try and get it unlocked or get to it. Or just please do send something over. I'll get to it as soon as I can. Just because I want to have more interaction with the audience. I have responded to some comments and stuff so far, but nothing that's really about the video. It's more of just replying to general comments and questions. That's a missile. I might have be aim on 20. Okay. The F-14 missiles might not hit, but an AV-8B's most likely will. Yep. As I was saying, the AV-8B's most likely will. Perfectly timed. Also, I will be trying to do a bit more of different videos as well. I'm going to be like trying to do like a what is War Thunder and general War Thunder tips for the different BR ranges. As you can see, my crews are really low levels where I have not grinded Britain a lot. I mean, it's about 6.0 for it right now, for the Britain air tree and the ground tree actually now as well. I have the Centurion and I've just researched the Lincoln for the air tree. I haven't used the heavy bombers at all. I've used the 4,000 pound bombs for Britain, but I haven't used any 12,000 pounds yet because I haven't actually played it. I do really want to try using the Lancaster or the Lincoln in a battle, just because of how funny it would be. Looks like 12-0. So another funny thing about this aircraft is it can technically fight F4Es, because this F-12-3, it can be down tiered to fight F4Es, which is definitely not a fair fight. And another reason that's why, so right now we're on about 13.7 for the air BRs. I think that should be expanded to up to 15.0 with just the aircraft we have now. So we can have a bit more split up, the players can actually more fight better in the aircraft that we use. Makes the game a bit more balanced. Oh, whoops. Also, as you can see, I'm already going the fastest out of all of the team. You can see that, and I'm using I'm full fuel of a fuel tank with heavy missiles compared to what my airframe was built for, and well, being a bit less aerodynamic. It just goes to show just how powerful this airframe was when it was made. I mean, if it had the MiG-29 weapons and stuff back in 1960, I doubt America really could have done much against it. I mean, obviously the surface air missiles probably could have still done a lot against him. Let's just ignore that stuff for now. Also, if anybody's a Vietnam War like historian type of person, can you please confirm for me that the American politicians in the Vietnam War just went completely, just forced the American military to go completely against basic tactics and forced their air force to only travel through one airspace where all the enemy AA was, and didn't let the aircraft bomb the AA. Because if so, then I no longer allow any American to say that their country is the best in the world. Oh, the F-14 is going to launch at me properly. Let's go for the volcanoes. Or it's also another AV-8B. Those A120As are extremely dangerous. Also, anybody confused as to why I don't use the T1? It's because, as you saw before, the missiles I use already hit the ground a lot. Those ones have hit the ground every single time I try to use it. And, well, that's not really that fun. Oh no. I don't think any of us going for me. But also means F-14. One of them was going for me. I couldn't. Really? It crashed? That's quite annoying. I probably should have used an R-73 there, but I didn't have it on the weapon select, so I had to try and go for a radar missile. That's my bad again. Um, I only got this aircraft yesterday, and I only started getting good last night. So much. I am still kind of warming up with it. And I think I'll just show you what I mean by this aircraft can slap the ground now, and then I'll end the video. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. If you think you might like to see more of my content, be sure to subscribe. Any suggestions, questions, queries, problems, just send a comment. Once I see it, I'll reply. I do tend to reply within the same day, within those 24 hours, so you can expect that pretty fast. And well, have a good day, and I hope you enjoyed. Let's just get this aircraft to slap the ground. It's a downhill zone. Down. Fortunately, I've had to sacrifice it down here just for the sake of the video. So let's show you what happens when you take off a bit too aggressively. Oh, not be using my mouse, I'll just pressing W. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it didn't work, okay. I would try that. I'm going to have to try that again. It happened every single time by accident yesterday. Well, 1 in 12 takeoffs I had yesterday with the aircraft, I slapped the pavement just by pulling it back. I don't know what's happening right now. I think I've gotten so good at taking off the aircraft, I just can't force it to snap. Nah, it's just getting, this is getting awkward. Also in like a year or something, a year or a bit after, I might be trying to make a Discord server if we can actually get some other community going. Just so we can just for a bit more interaction, and hopefully if you like that idea, then we could get that started. Let's move from slap now. Oh, you still hit the ground. This thing's. I don't know why it's not slapping. Oh, I was crashed. That'd be more fun. There we go. Let's end the video now. hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all later. If you remember, if you want to see another video, I do have a playlist of War Thunder reviews. Remember, the MiG-21 Bison, a really good aircraft. It's a strong turn fighter. It has really good missiles. The gun is slow firing though. The gun's not really too reliable for you. If you're in a position to use your gun, just be careful with it. It will work. Just be careful. Anyways, I'll see you all next time and have a good day. Goodbye.